Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to trigger your bot runs in Axiom.ai from your Mac or your iPhone. How am I going to do this? Keep watching. I'm Alex Barlow, co-founder of Axiom. Let's dive in. Okay, to pull off this feat of magic, we're going to use Apple Shortcuts, a rather neat little app found on your Mac. Sorry PC users, you cannot do this on your PC, or if you can, show me how. Let's get started. Open up Apple Shortcuts. It's found in your apps. If you haven't found it yet, it's rather neat. Now, the plus sign in the top right lets you start a new shortcut. Now, the first step you want to do, let's say they're called steps, and on the right, you've got your little step finder. I'm just circling it with the cursor on the screen, like Axiom Step Finder. You can find the steps you want to add the functionality. So the first thing we want to do is get contents from the URL. Let's look for the step and click and add it. Now, the URL we need to add for this is actually going to be the Axiom API endpoint. So let's just look at our guide and get that endpoint. Because basically what we're doing is sending a post request to Axiom, and we're going to authenticate it with our API key. And we're going to trigger a bot using its name. Okay, so I'll just get that full stop off there. So you can see I've added the URL in the field. It's a very subtle little field there that Apple have designed in the UI. Now I need to click on the show more to expand, and we just need to configure the step quickly. It's really not going to take long. We're using the post, as I mentioned. It's not a GET request. Now we don't need any headers. We need to set some values in the request body. So we need to add a couple of keys. We need to add our API key. So that's the key. It's called key. And also we need to pass the name of our Axiom and call that key name. So we pass in two values there. I just need to toggle to Axiom. I've got my Axiom set up. It's just going to open a window showing our website. The name is Shortcut Test, and to get my API key, Google Sheets and API key on the desktop, and then Show API. Obviously, don't share your API keys with people. I will change mine after this. And then I'm going to close Axiom, go back to Apple Shortcuts, and here we can insert our key value and basically, we need to then put in the name shortcut test. It was shortcut test. And that's that first step set up. Now, I can do a test run at this point because it will send the request to the Axiom API. I've got my key in there. It should work, and we should see a value returned. What I'm just going to do is make sure the bot, I was going to keep the window open for a little bit, but I'm going to just disable that for this test. So let's trigger it. You will need to give it permissions initially. And you can see Axiom has returned this JSON here. And that, importantly, you can see open link in the browser, because we're going to use that value in a minute to extract this link. So we can use the shortcut to open the link to the automation running in the window. So what we need to add is another step here. It's called Get Dictionary. I don't know why it's called that. Maybe now get value for key. So that's where we need to use the key I just highlighted in the JSON return by Axiom. It's listed in the guide. You can find the guide on our website under docs, then guides, and then APIs. We just need the dictionary value, and you can get value for the key, and it's basically open browser link. The value is listed there. But if you do a little test run, you'll also see the value. We need to insert that value, get value for key in here. So that basically means that step will extract the URL from the JSON returned. And now all we need to do is add a step to open that URL in a new window. And In that step, the value of the dictionary is shared there. So basically, when the window opens, it will open the link that Axiom has sent back. So if we do the run now, I'm just going to add that little wait back in because we want the window to stay open, not completely vanish, but I'll just shorten it. I'm just going to toggle back here. Now, so if I click here, what I should see is after I've clicked run, we should see Axiom open up a window as it just has done on my computer. And then we can see the bot running. It will just go to the Axiom website. That's pretty awesome. That's an Apple shortcut triggering an Axiom run. But the fun doesn't stop there, because not only can you just click run from your shortcut, you can add your shortcut to your dock. But first of all, we need to make sure we name our shortcut. Run Axiom.ai. Cool. Well, let's just, for ease sake, let's just call it run Axiom. Now I've named my Axiom, there's other things I can do with it. So let's just go back to shortcuts. I'm just going to close it. And the first thing we can do here is, well, just for vanity's sake, let's change the icon and add a little robot face. And we can change the color, anything we want. Let's give that a cool blue color. And the first thing we can do is add it to the dock. So now I can run my bot from the dock, which is pretty damn cool. But the coolest trick, if you don't want to do that, and if you're someone who works in the command line, let me open up my terminal. Now I can simply type in shortcuts, run, and the name of my automation, run Axiom, and then return, and shortly you'll see my bot is running. Obviously you have to give some permissions, but my bot is running in the cloud, and I triggered that from the command line. That is just so cool. I can also obviously trigger that run from the dock, as I mentioned, and there's so many options you can do with Apple shortcuts. And there's one final thing I can't show you on this device, but Apple shortcuts is also available on your iPhone. And if you synced your iPhone with your Mac, the shortcut will be on your iPhone, so you can actually just trigger your run from your iPhone using the shortcut. So that's pretty cool. We mentioned that all in the guide. I'll share a link below in the video to the guide as well. Thank you for watching.